In the early 1900s, whenever coal was being mined all around here, the Soviets built this town up as a model city for what communist Russia could look like. Now, it's not that great of a model, but we can see remnants of the past, of the USSR, and of what was in their heads. Why would they put one of the model cities up this far north?
Coining the name from the pyramid-shaped mountain in the background, Pyramiden was one of the most profitable and sought-after places to work in the USSR, home to over 1,000 people. When active, she was Europe's most northern city at nearly the 79th parallel. She housed a school, activity center, sports center, saunas, dorms for both married and single people, and of course, a canteen, caked in asbestos and Soviet mosaics. Pyramiden was abandoned suddenly in 1998 and today is a ghost town that is frozen in time, including the dead plants and messy chairs. About 10 years ago, Russia opened her back up for tourism, which has had a slow start, both with COVID and the war that impacted the ability for travel here. So today, we are going to do some urban exploring in the city that's not so safe to walk around without a protection rifle. Unlike Barentsburg, polar bear threat is real here, and access to a gun is necessary for survival. So let's go closely follow this tour guide with a protection rifle and explore another one of the Soviet Union's closed towns.
So over here, we have the dormitory where they had single women. See, whenever this town was constructed, they wanted to set up a brand new town, which meant having single women and single men staying apart until they could make babies and then move into their own building with babies. These birds are very excited. So they're all nesting in the window of this building over here. Let's see if I can get you a photo. Video. Oh, poor car. Choo choo. It's a bird baby. Now you can see the little pylons that this building is sitting on. All the buildings are sitting on those, although some of them have the pylons covered with wood. Can you imagine moving up here with your family? So unlike other towns that Norway and that Sweden and the Dutch were inhabiting up here, whenever the Soviets came in, they wanted to actually build a settlement, bringing schools, bringing families, bringing a hospital. And I think it's really cool that they were just like, no, we have to bring everything all at once. Down on Longyearbyen, everything is trying to figure out how to work as a town. Where do we put the hospital and the school? Because that was just more of a seasonal working town just for the miners. Families had to stay at home. But here, everyone came, including chicken. And because there were so many chickens that came up here, the smell of the chickens still exists. And that is why polar bears like this town. They smell chickens and they run into people. But we are safe because our guide has a protection rifle. Soviet bridge, Soviet light bulbs. There's so many cool activities here. Okay, so like in Barentsburg, this whole city was funded by the USSR, which meant that they would like float in clothes and food and everything, so this town never went hungry or cold or anything. And in some ways it was better to live here than it was back in mainland Russia because there was always stuff. So here, you could go see a movie or come in here and escape your kids and eat.
Inside the canteen, there was a cinema, and all of the walls in here were still original. The ceiling was just peeling off, and it was pretty cool to smell it and watch it, and yeah, just like look at history. On the other side of the cinema room, there was this cute little washroom in communist pink. I guess there's something with communist handbooks that you have to have your washrooms in pink tile. I don't know, man. I think it's kind of weird.
Soviet pink. Would have been like the last stuff that was playing and that was being served here in 1998. And we have a beautiful mural. And now this is a beautiful mosaic Look at that. Just think of how many people it would have taken to put that together. Bonk, bonk, bonk. It's beautiful. Everything is just left here. We have an old cafeteria tray and plants that are just hanging out here, lost in time. It's like some sort of a cloth covering all the walls. So this would have been just a beautiful hall full of energy and alcohol and endless food. Here would have been an elevator to either bring you up or to bring like big food items up. And check this kitchen out. This is where all of the warm food would have been. Some trays. August 19th, 1985. Is there today? How cool. I guess you can weigh your bottles here. Yes! Stolies! I forgot that existed. Can the war freaking stop? I would like some vodka again. Okay, right here we have a nice electrical cabinet. These are probably the rules of the kitchen. Wash your dish. The clock has stopped it. 5:13. Not sure why. Maybe it just got tired. This is a massive storage room. It's like probably a freezer or something. So we have on the wall more rules. Oh, look at this. We have a Soviet fork and more electricity. Oh, look at this one. This looks like an escape room I was in one time. Ooh, these are pretty. It's probably leftover mosaics from the big thing out front. No soup for you. We have a can. Blueberries, maybe. Nope, can of peas. Okay, so in this town, there's 20 people that live here in the summer. Some of them take care of the hotel. And in the winter, there's 10 people that hold the fort down. And this is where they live, all in the same building, because it's way too hard and expensive to heat everything. So inside here, it's warm, it's nice, and there's no polar bears because there's bars on the window. Turns out, while humans like bars, polar bears don't. Okay, now we're walking down the high street of this really cool town. Guess what's at the top of High Street? So Vlad always got the best seat in the house. You got to look down at the glacier 24/7. Let's quickly go say hi to Vlad. I'm running away from my tour. I'll make a lot of noise if there's a polar bear also saying hi to Vlad. Vlad. Bonk. Okay, check this out. So on the hill over here, we have 2 metal containers. And one of those metal containers is for coal. The other one that's way more closed and a whole lot smaller is for the miners. And the miners would go up there in the morning or at night or whatever their shift was. They would work their shift. They would come down and then walk in this wooden tunnel to a bathhouse. Now, this bathhouse was where they got clean before they went into the town and met their family. So in the 1940s, the mine was exploded because there was huge threat of Nazis coming up here, taking over the mines. And then, after World War II ended, they rebuilt everything. They rebuilt this town. That would have just been an amazing feat of engineering. Ooh, Puerta, Puerta, what's new? Polar bear? Polar bear Puerta? I'll see you in the edit. And we're standing right now in front of the community center. This is where you would go play sports and football and swimming and wait for the miners to come back home. Cannonball.
The community center here was like any other community center from the 1980s. I mean, it was pretty cool and oddly recognizable. So there was a front desk where you would sign in, and then you would go up these stairs, and then at the top of the stairs there was actually two pools. One for the kids, and this one was for the adults, where they held a bunch of swimming competitions and all sorts of stuff for the town.
Mining truck. These. It's like the same stuff we had in Kosovo. The book for building a town did work. It was copy and pasted throughout Europe. Menu of the day. So much room for activities. Look at that ceiling. So back about 10 years ago, Pyramiden was open again for tourism because Russia thought it'd be cool to let people see relics of the past, and I think they were right. Oh, we can play video games? Okay, when I was in Prague in the year 2000, this is exactly what the gymnasiums were like. Beautiful floors, wood walls, and like all of the activities. So yes, you have like football and basketball and that sort of stuff. But then you also have bars on the side. Mats on some of the gymnasiums would line the walls so you could do martial arts. And here we see some old wards. Oh, that's a pretty door. Abierto. Is it abierto? Maybe? No, cerrado. Look at these little paintings by the kids. Ships, snowmen, and happy people waving in a tent. I think people are very happy living here. They had everything that they needed. Activity room. They had a bathhouse. They had housing, they had clothing, they had food. In fact, many women tried to have babies here because they would have all of those things. And unlike mainland Russia, this part had no censorship. So they could watch movies, they could watch Western TV, they could do a bunch of different stuff. Look at all this music. Oh, I don't know if the mic is picking it up. This is a sound room. It's dead inside here. All of these are sound panels. So this is where you would have gone to music class and played this opera. Everyone here had a talent, and on stage, everyone would sing or play an instrument or show their talent, because when you're in a town of 1,000, you have to keep yourself entertained somehow. It still works. Still works. Oh, now this is where ABBA took place. There's only like sound panels on the ceiling, and I don't understand why. Because I would think that this is where you would want most of the sound panels. Not necessarily. Ooh. Nothing in there. In the drum room. Let's go see what this is. As I fall on my face. As we're entering this, oh, this is the ballet room. So Lenin and all of those people were super into ballet. They wanted to have the best ballerinas. So in here, we have our ballet bar. And you would have just done your ballet stuff looking outside at these beautiful glaciers. Maybe listening to the piano a couple rooms next to us. Putting on your shoes here, right over the exit sign. And with that, I think it's time for me to exit. Thanks for watching our journey up here in the north and exploring a new part of the world. Like, subscribe, or don't. Ciao. So this is where they would have concerts. You guys, check this out. Everything was just left here because there was no more